sister, I'd be worried.
Is she's 12 now?
Catherine turned 12 as of 8 days ago.
Do you feel old yet,
I feel
Daily?
like
By the way, we're live.
Daily, do you know how old I am?
Nope. Nope, we're live. Nope, we're live. Don't say it.
No ages on stream.
That's fine.
As far as I'm concerned, every single one of
Say
you
that I'm
is a
25.
human being without any age, except for Helly, who is.
I am a human being without age.
I'm not a human being. I'm an eldritch being from beyond this dimension that got stuck here for the next foreseeable future.
Also, hi, Clay.
Hi, Clay. Hello.
Hi.
Forrest in chat already.
Welcome to the stream, Clay. Clay was so excited for us to start streaming.
Obviously.
We officially have a fan, and I love them.
Dude, I got a Starbucks commercial. What the fuck?
Y'all are watching my commercials? I expect you to have
Starbucks
ad
anyway.
block and shit. Come on.
I don't even need ad block. I got that sweet turbo.
Oh, you're right.
I allow ad block on Twitch because I want to support my fellow streamers.
You know what? I want you to know I rob you and everybody I know. Except for I'm actually subscribed to you and Helly and Dan, so like I don't rob you, but I could. I would if I wasn't directly paying.
Same. Of course, same.
You've been watching ads.
Aww.
Helly! What the fuck?
Well, this is why I like him.
Well, enjoy that. Enjoy that. You get no extra privileges, but now you have a star, so that's nice.
Well, no, they get the privilege of ad-free viewing.
Oh, that is true. That is true.
Not me. Damn. I don't have money.
You're in the stream,
Well,
so.
I'll say, Craig, you're here. You get live entertainment. You get live ad-free
straight
entertainment.
from the tap. You get direct access to the inside of my head. Which head? I'll never tell. What?
What?
Hmm?
That consequence is a,
Yeah, that I didn't mean to say that last bit out loud, and so I just went. I don't know why that came out. I apologize.
That one was deserved.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Oh, my head hurts.
Uh,
I've already laughed too much. My head hurts.
yay!
And we're just starting.
What's up?
We need to all roll vigilance, don't we?
I can't remember.
For the light and dark side?
No, you
Let
roll.
me open my board.
You just roll a light side or a dark side dice.
Which one is that?
It's the white one.
Ah, yes, the force dice, and it's
yeah,
just
the
one?
Force dice. Yeah, just roll one force dice, and you can roll it as a vigilance if you want, but I'll add them in as they pop up. Also, dark side. Daily.
Yes.
Give us a force dice. One force dice. Roll it.
Oh, force dice. I have to remember which one's the force dice.
It's the white dice.
Oh
Man,
my god!
those,
You guys are gonna hate me today. We'll see how much of those I end up actually using, because I'm not sure if I can actually use 3. I'm still getting used to when I should use them and when I should leave them be, so... Whole lot of dark side. Let's see if you guys got any strain either. If I can find a percentile dice, because I know I banished one of them to the Shadow Realm a couple of days ago.
For no reason.
I have a box where all of my naughty dice go to think about what they've done, and they sit in there with a whole bunch of crystals that are supposed to purify them and help them feel better, and then eventually I let them free to ask them, hey, how you doing, buddy? And I roll them, and if they roll too low, I get mad at them again and stick them back in the forever box.
I mean, if you
I
need
don't
a
have
percentile
ways to
based
do
rules,
that.
I have many sets
Oh no.
that you know.
Dice therapy.
Hey guys. So I just rolled your guys's well, I just rolled for
Oh, don't.
for your guys's
Obligations.
That's the word I was looking for. And I rolled a flat 1.
Ooh.
So
Oh.
now we're gonna see which one of you three's obligation is rolled. Actually, well, that's gonna work anyway. So there's 3 of you, so I'm gonna roll a d6. Helly is 1, 2. Daily is 3, 4, and Gray, you're the rest of them. It's Helly's background. It's his obligation.
Gotta live dangerously.
It's time to loot degenerates.
fast.
I mean, live dangerously.
Wait, we don't get Name Droid, we get Chaos Droid with us today?
Yeah, Helly is chaos.
Yeah!
I am high risk droid.
He's high risk now. He went from let's keep this together to fuck it, I'll ball.
It's now a matter of can we do it? We can do it this way, or if we take this more dangerous, funner path, we might be able to do it faster.
Oh, Helly.
And then it'll be fun along the way.
Drown. Okay, I'll drown. Ooh, wait. Do I actually have the proper? You can also make me drink. I think the hydrate with the 2.
There's a quote unquote hydrate.
Yeah, I'm going to use that as an excuse to take another sip of my my adult beverage. My brown adult beverage that tastes quite good and is mixed with an unnamed soda drink. So, also looking at the rest
Friend,
of us.
you can fight me all you want. For looking at you.
Look.
You can't make me hydrate.
If they roll drown, y'all gotta drink. I'm sorry. At least drink some juice or something.
I took a sip of my drink.
I'm proud of you, Helly.
I also grabbed my water bottle.
To force you to go into the call.
Okay, no, I said you can expose me, whatever.
Are you getting called out? Are you getting called out?
Called out.
Live
on stream.
Wow. Thank you, Clay, for calling out Gray.
Thank you for being honest with us.
We appreciate your honesty and your kindness. And Gray, hey Gray, it's okay. We get it.
You guys. Fuck all of you.
No, but I appreciate the offer. So we're good now that we've had some time to settle in. I'm going to go through a couple of announcements because I want to start doing these at the very beginning. I'm still kind of going to go with as informal of a vibe as I can with all of this in this game because I don't want to feel like a professional streamer because that feels like a job and I don't want a job. I want this to be fun. So I'm going to start with there are other people here that stream. Helly streams. He streams like 3 to 4 times a week, depending on the week. Sometimes more, sometimes less. He's always a vibe. Got some good stuff going. Does some Minecraft most consistently. And you can find Helly at his Twitch channel, Lil Gamer Helly. Let me put a shout out in the chat for that real quick.
I refuse to shout myself out.
Is that /SO?
I don't know. Fine.
/ shout out, I believe, is the command.
There it is.
No.
There you go. There's a shout out to Little Gamer
Oh,
Helly,
dang it.
and then there is. Let me just put another one out. To Daily's channel, where she streams once a week. One of the days that Helly streams is on Tuesdays, about the same time that this stream starts. Well, about the time that we're doing announcements. So basically, right now, 5:30 on a Tuesday for Pacific time. That's Pacific time. We go over there, and I will be one of the players in his campaign as he dungeon masters, and it's a lot of chaos. It's a lot of fun. We have fun there, and we also have. There's a lot of violence. A lot of violence.
We roll we have fun and roll shiny click clacks.
Yes. We get the shiny click clack therapy. It's real fun. I have to wait another minute before giving another shout out, so. But yeah, go over to Daily Chronicle. I'll put another shout out. There's going to be links in the description of the YouTube channel videos, so go there. And yeah, this VOD is going to go up on YouTube the day after it airs live, so feel free to go over there, hang out, have some fun. I will not be editing these. I may eventually, but not now. Not anytime soon. We'll see if I can start editing them once I get my desk properly built and have a genuine, decent bed. I need to get a new bed, but that's personal shit. Need to stream later in the day so you can rate us. Yeah, sure, go for it, Clay. We always appreciate any support. Any kind of support you want to give us, we appreciate it. We're not professionals here. We're just a bunch of Dorcases. We're having fun. So, without further ado, we rolled really poorly on the dark side dice, and now he's got his obligation kicked on. That means everybody is going to get one strain. You just start with one strain at the beginning of the campaign. At the beginning of this session, all of your strain from last session's gone, but at this session, you start with one. Yeah, there we go. Getting some strain back on you.
Hey, 2 viewers is more than 0.
Hey,
and we take anybody. We can bring anybody else in. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Oh, you know what else I should probably do right about now? I should post some links around some places.
I added a list in general. I added something in general to add to your list of many things to do.
Oh yes, get a channel bot. That's the next thing I need to do, is get a channel bot so I can post it to some different Discords I'm in.
Well, not even that, but like one that can handle shout-outs, one that can go about and do your social.
Exactly. I need to get an actual stream bot up and running. We'll see. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Kill the win here. Babe, we gotta kill that shit on the
One
scene.
of
That shit. I'm
these
trying to go to
days.
my channel. Come on. I have to go to my channel to do something real quick, because I didn't do it before because I'm not a professional streamer.
Hashtag professional.
That is that. Literally the opposite. Literally the opposite. Let's go to live. Do I look like I give a shit? It's my server. Shut the fuck up. Anytime my own server that I made asks, "Are you sure you want to ping that many people?" I'm like, "Do I care? Why would I care? Do it. You won't, no balls."
Just do it.
I still love my stream message for you in my Discord.
And then it pops up in Hellies. It pops it up in
Dailies.
Gotta love this.
Gotta love the collective.
Gotta add more collective stuff to it. There's the feed. Okay, that's all the Discords to post it in. That's all the fun we got. Announcements are over. Everything's done. We're all ready to go. So, we return to you folks coming up to the doors that lead into the main command deck of this Providence-class destroyer. The doors are open when you approach, and inside you can see a group of droids standing around a hollow table. One droid in particular is is facing your direction and is Steve, the St-3V, the super tactical droid, your commander and chief. In Steve we trust. He stands at the hollow table, and as you enter the room, the doors to the command deck close behind you. To your left, you see a familiar B2 battle droid, now with a shiny red striped paint job, and it looks like a grenade launcher on his left arm instead of a blaster pistol. To the right of him is a B1 battle droid with 2 red stripes on his forehead, and to the right of the table is a single droidica and a single BX battle droid, both with 2 red stripes on their foreheads. Oh, and also you are met with 4M4N, also known as Foreman, the pit droid. He is currently underneath the holo table, though. He seems to be fixing something. As the door closes behind you and you enter, you hear from underneath the table, I think I got it. And then there's a shock of electricity and the holo table kicks on. Foreman drags himself out from under the table. Jesus fucking Christ. It's my back. And he just straightens out. Oh, and that cylinder's broken. Yeah, well, blew a fuse or two, but got it back online. Tactical display is A-okay. Do you guys are all gonna approach the table, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, yeah.
Yes.
You all approach the table, and Steve says, "Excellent. Everybody is here." So, it's time for me to lay out what I have learned. At the end of the Clone Wars, and yes, I mean the end, that war is over. That is one very interesting turn of events. The clones won, and they also seem to have executed all of their Jedi commanders. How ironic. The very clones they fought to defend turned on them. Now, most of the droid army was decommissioned or sold into the hands of very wealthy individuals in the CSA, the Corporate Sector Authority. It was once run by separatist leaders. There was a change of hands in power, and some things got a little complicated. However, we do not have any command structure. As it is, we are currently all that is left of the active CIS command. So, I posit to you a new path, a new trajectory. The CSA is holding some of our, let's say, assets. They have what we want. And it would be very effective. It would be removing the CSA from the equation. Would be a very effective way of getting back at the empire that rose from the collapse of the Republic.
I'd like to get rid of the TSA. I mean, kind of they were the ones who made me, but I also don't want to.
You don't want what? I couldn't hear the last part of that.
I don't want to be controlled. I am my own droid. I have my own goals.
Very well.
Mostly crime.
Also, as you may notice, we have an additional player at the table.
Alright, we do? Oh yeah, you put Steve in there. Thank you. How polite of you.
I have made a Steve and put him in. He has no stats. But
don't worry,
he's there. He exists.
He's got maxed stats, technically. He's a super tactical droid. They are the most OP characters in the game. But...
We'll worry about his stats later, but he is there as a player now.
So, as he looks at each of you, he's going to say, I see I have some people still to convince. Let me lay out everything that I know. At the very end of the Clone Wars, the Jedi were purged by their clone commanders, and the CIS High Command was wiped out by a man named Vader. This Vader was the lapdog of a man named Sidious. This Lord Sidious was the apparent main leader and backer for the CIS Council, unbeknownst to me and most others. It was interesting. I received a transmission at the very end of the battle, of the of the Clone Wars, just before we all went offline. It revealed some interesting pieces. I had many questions, of course, and your acquiring of that young Wookiee, also known as Garong, is what led to me getting many answers. He told me that the Jedi were purged. I think that was a waste, but they were... I may have hated them, but they were very effective, and at the very least, they could have been put to use. Then, there's Vader, who wiped them and us out, our enemy as well as theirs. Unfortunate. It seems that this Vader became the lapdog of the rising Chancellor Palpatine, also known as the Emperor Palpatine. That would mean that Chancellor Palpatine was running both sides of the war. I'm not sure as to why or how he could have accomplished this effectively, but if Vader is now the lapdog, or at this point was now the lapdog of the Emperor, then that means that the Emperor and Sidious are the same person. Now, unfortunately, we cannot get revenge on this Chancellor or the Emperor or whatever he wants to go by, as he's been wiped out. Turns out a rebellion rose and led to the destruction of a very large battle station. Killed by a Jedi, ironically enough. I believe that this could be useful. Apparently that... Additionally, the rebels have now formed what is a group known as the New Republic. This group is rising. It is currently closing on Coruscant. They've made a lot of progress. Perhaps they could be help to us in our mission to destroy the CSA, or more accurately, reclaim the parts of it that are ours. Now, this Wookiee, in return for this information, wished for us to find his mother and father and return all three of them back home, in whatever condition they are found in. So, here is my proposal. I have heard that there are great swaths of slaves and unrest throughout the CSA. I know they hold a lot of assets that could lead to us rebuilding some semblance of a force. And I know that they have worked hand in hand with the Emperor. Well, they did until his death, and now they work for one of his lackeys turned warlords.
Does this mean I get to do crime?
It would be encouraged. My proposal is a rebellion, similar to what the now New Republic staged against the Emperor, but more small scale. Take over a section of space and stick it to the remainder of the Empire.
Reggie, we get to do crimes.
Crimes.
There would be lots of opportunities for criminal acts, piracy, salvaging, destruction, and wanton slaughter. If that is what you are so inclined.
I can't wait to do crimes.
Thank you, Daily. So, but first, a damage report of the Providence cruiser. At this, he pulls open a display. On this display...
At this point, he talks about that this ship makes no sense in its layout.
Yeah, he opens it up. The first thing he says when he opens it up is he looks at it and says, now, this vessel, the one that we are currently piloting, was created by a Quarren. I don't remember the exact engineer's name, but I wish I knew it so I could find him and execute him. It's very inefficient and very ineffective. I think that has complicated some of the current damages to the vessel, as our hyperdrive core and our coolant systems have both failed entirely. The hyperdrive core is possibly repairable, although at this point he turns it foreman. I believe you have a report on that. Foreman steps up and goes, "Oh yeah, right. 1 sec," and turns his hand, and a single little digit, the cap of his finger flips open, and a little tiny USB port pops out, and he just plugs it into the side of the table. The table lights up, and you see a schematic of something very familiar. It's the big sphere in the giant room where you killed all the Minox, and there is several sections of it that are highlighted in red. And he says, "It seems that one of the cranes malfunctioned and pulled a chunk of damaged hull into a collision course with the main hyperdrive reactor. Additionally, the coolant systems have failed across the entire ship, as it seems that we evacuated all of the coolant and damage. My fellows and I, we could get it fixed. It would take some time, and we would still need some pieces and parts, but we could get it fixed if you get us the parts for it. The main problem is we cannot activate the main reactor with the hyperdrive in this damaged state. If we do, there's a solid 92.65% chance that the entire system will fail, and we will vaporize the ship as well as anything within immediate range of it. That's not the way I want to go." As he turns to Steve, who says, "Indeed. So, we'll have to repair this and get the coolant system online." And turns back to Foreman. "And the coolant system?" Foreman goes, I was getting to it. Coolant system." And at this point, the readout switches over to a large basically, it looks like an overlay over the first image of the main ship hull, and you see a whole bunch of tubes running through it, and there's a lot of sections that are black, several sections that are red, and there is a section near the back that is just completely catastrophically like black and red, and just you can see pieces of it floating out. He says, "We sustained a direct hit to the main coolant pump, as well as the main coolant stores. I think the clones knew where to hit. As you can see, the port side is absolutely obliterated, and the starboard is damaged, but possibly functional. But we would have to replace the ports. We would have to replace both of them in order to get this ship up and running. There's also the problem of the engines." And the display changes again, and you see he has zoomed into the rear section of the ship and highlighted several pieces of it. He says, "We have damage to several fuel pumps in this area, as well as a couple of shorts in the electrical system. How you guys managed to actually heat it up as much as you did is beyond me. It shouldn't have even ignited." At this point, he makes a pointed look at Steve, and Steve just shakes his head. "Essentially, our vessel is crippled. We also don't have any weapon systems online, and most of the weapons bays are hollowed wrecks. The enemy disabled us. It seems that like they wanted to capture something on board. Possibly me." At that, the super battle droid kind of turns to him, "Why would they capture you?" And he replies, I have a large database of weaknesses and ways to exploit them of different Republic vessels, including the Victory Star Destroyer model. It was introduced later in the war, in the last few months, but I believe," and he turns to you guys, "you may remember some of those conflicts, as you were instrumental in capturing one of them. I want everybody to roll a history check to see if you remember this. And that's going to be a difficulty 3 with 2 setbacks.
History isn't the thing.
Not history. What is it?
Lore?
Lore. It would be lore. Sorry.
Difficulty 3?
With the difficulty 3?
Yeah, difficulty 3 and 2 setbacks.
And 2 setbacks.
Yeah, it's
Damn.
setbacks from the damage to your processing systems.
Okay.
Ooh. Well, luckily it's just failures and 1 success. So, Rebel, you do remember this, mainly because it was the first mission that you were given a plasma torch. You remember you as a group, the party was deployed to a ship that had been that was in dry dock, undercover in a Republic shuttle, that is currently in the bays of this vessel. And you snuck on board this new Victory Star Destroyer, cut your way through some bulkheads when you were found out, and managed to actually capture the entire vessel, jumping into hyperspace just quick enough not to get absolutely overrun. When you came out of hyperspace, even though you had been captured by the clones on board, they were in for a nasty surprise, as the ship was swarmed by B-2 battle droids in boarding pods and met a fully armed Providence destroyer and an entire fleet waiting to pick it apart.
That's where I imagine I entered, because I don't imagine a BX battle droid would just casually walk across this, Republic ship, unlike two R3 units.
You were in clone. So Rebel. You remember BX being in a set of stolen clone ARC Trooper armor, and you also he actually wore it and was imitating an ARC Trooper. However, Rolly was not involved in this fight. Rolly was deployed later.
Rolly came in with. He came in with the B2s in just the ambush.
Yeah. But the other two of you don't remember this raid. Rebel, you totally remember.
I remember this raid. It was a blast. I got to sabotage it.
Yes, I do remember you cutting through the command panel after setting the course. Quite impressive.
It was a blast. So much fun.
However, when we captured that vessel, we were able to rip it apart and analyze it. We found multiple weaknesses. We've done that with multiple other Republic ships, but it would seem that these victories are still in use by the Imperial Navy today. This might be useful. Back in the war, however, that would be why I was targeted. I knew more than I needed to. We were in fact on the way to deliver this information to our CIS command when we were ambushed at the end of the war. So, how did they find us? I believe it was another trick from the Emperor Palpatine, Sidious, whatever he wants to call himself. Now, we have several problems here. And one very important one. We are dead in the water. We need coolant and we need repairs for the coolant. And the only vessel nearby that has... and he kind of turns to... he kind of looks at Foreman and says, is there any vessel nearby that would have parts that we could replace it with? At that point, Foreman just shrugs and says, look, this ship may have been made by a crazy fisherman, and it may not be the most efficient layout, but it sure is modular. I could probably pull the entire back end out and stick a Venator to it if you wanted me to. It would take time and effort, and I'd probably have to get some buzz droids involved. We do have buzz droids around, right? And with that, a buzz droid drops from the ceiling onto the display panel.
Noisy little buggers.
I think that just dropped on the Foreman's head.
Nah, it drops down onto the table, the hollow table, and turns to Foreman and just starts swearing at him in Colicoid. And he goes, whoa, cool your jets, okay. I was just gonna ask if I could get some help ripping it apart. And they just turn and look at Steve, and Steve's like, it would seem that the Hive has a proposition for us. We feed them scrap metal, they help us fix the ship. Well, that would work. Kind of turns to you. You in favor?
I wish I spoke.
They can stick to the stealth. They can stick to the stealth OP while we go fly over that Venator.
He looks at the buzz droid who starts saying something in Colicoid, and he just turns to you and says, actually, they have been able to refuel since we got the emergency power properly online and started channeling it. I think they could actually follow you along as a swarm, a proper swarm. So, here's the idea. Here's the concept. These are the last scans of the battle that are available to us, and he changes it, and you see the entire wreckage field laid out in a hologram in front of you. You can see 2 Venator Star Destroyers. One is literally ripped in half, long ways, just floating in 2 pieces. Another one has huge holes in the bottom of it, and then you see in the center of these 2 destroyers a Victory, which seems mostly intact. There is still chunks of it floating off into space. You can also see that there are 3 munificent frigates, one of which is in several pieces. It looks like it was absolutely ripped apart by a large explosion, and then 2 others that look mostly intact but definitely are drifting and heavily damaged. He looks across it and says, "Okay, Foreman, where should we look first?" And I'm gonna have Foreman and you, Reggie, can also make this check. It's going to be a difficulty 2 mechanics check.
There's also the 2 Transocean ships that we have. That one is still docked to the ship.
Steve looks at you for after a moment and says, 2 Transocean vessels. Oh yes. We could free those and use those to transfer the parts more effectively. I believe somewhere in this wreckage there should also be, and at this point he starts looking across it. There are a couple other boarding shuttles that were deployed that are not destroyed, simply disabled. If we could re-engage some of them, we should be fine. That, with the Trandocean's vessels, a little bit of repairs on one of them. Didn't you say you blasted the cockpit off of one of them?
One has a blasted cockpit and is drifting. The other has its hatch door spliced open.
Huh. Both very interesting. You'll have to give me a full report on that later. However, those could be used. What kind of cargo were they designed for?
Sort of point at the Wookiee.
The Wookiee's not in this room.
Well, damn. One of them looked to be transporting that Wookiee and a bunch of boxed up B1 battle droids. The other is still in drift.
As you say boxed up B1 battle droids, the B1 just kind of twitches a little bit.
Got something to say?
He says, negative. At this, Steve looks at him and says, Roger, speak your mind. At this, Roger says, we should eliminate them. At this point, Steve says, they were eliminated. That was part of the report. Roger says, my apologies, and just goes silent again. It's not all there, Roger.
May want to have that one run through diagnostics.
We're working on it. They all came out a little... we all came out of this a little damaged. At that, he looks at the wreckage field and he's like, very well. I can send... We do have a couple of hyenas that could go out and capture could bring some of these shuttles back. We could get it all repurposed, and how about this? You take your team, turns to you, Heli, and says, you take your team, scout out, and he turns to Foreman, which of these ships should have a coolant pump that is usable? At this point, Foreman goes, I mean, any of the large ones, but I would go to that munificent there first, as he points to one of the munificent cruisers that looks mostly undamaged, and it's just kind of it's just floating near the vessel, near the Providence.
Understood.
Steve nods and says, and your hyperdrive is back online. There will be additional uses for that later, but currently try not to damage it in the wreckage field.
Understood. Fuel lines also repaired?
Fuel lines can be... we will work on the fuel line repairs from here, while you get the fuel pump.
I mean, the fuel line into our cargo ship.
Oh yes, your vessel has been refueled and refitted. It is back online. At this point, Foreman turns out it's like, I put a little bit extra in it, just for you guys.
Foreman, you're the best.
Hey.
Roger, Roger.
He like points, he gives you the finger guns and goes, hey. Anyways. And at this point, Steve just kind of nods and says, very well, we all know where we are. Looks at the cruisers, the other droids' whose names I've forgotten. Looks over Rolf, Colonel, and Fritz. Stay behind. Sorry, Roger. Forgot I don't name Rolf, Colonel, and Roger, you stay behind. I have tactical plans to go over for securing the aft section of the ship. There seems to be some more small issues in there, probably some more Minox. And at this, I assume, looking pointedly at Roger, we can handle some Minox. Roger simply says, Roger, Roger.
Hey, can I just
shove
a grenade into Roger's hand?
Yeah, you hand Roger a one of your frag grenades.
My last one.
He looks down at it, looks at you, and says, understood.
Roger. Roger.
Alright, meeting adjourned. You know what to do next. We will continue on our plan for a rebellion after we get this ship operational, at the very least. And then as you...
war flashbacks play.
Yeah, war flashbacks. The three that he told to stay behind are staying behind, and as you leave the room, Foreman follows you guys out and says, alright, so I gave your engines just a little bit of a kick. They were a little out of tune, I was a little worried about them, so they now have a speed of 4. It's a faster ship now.
Cool.
I tuned your ships. Its shields are still a little finicky. I'm going to have to go over those later at some point, but as it is, all of the stress, all of the damage, it should be repaired by now. I have my guys install a brand new hyperdrive, filled it up, topped it off, really polished that windscreen, and buffed out a couple of dents. Try to be nice to it, alright?
Roger.
Will do, Foreman.
What was that, Rebel?
I said, will do, Foreman.
Aye, aye. Okay, I'm gonna go find out what my boys are up to and see if I can't knock some heads, because, good lord, are they bad at their welding job. I need to reprogram a couple of them. As he heads to one of the maintenance elevators right next to the command bridge. So, you guys start heading towards the main hangar of the vessel, I assume.
Yep.
Okay. You move down the hallway, but just a reminder, the main hallway of this vessel is large enough to drive a tank down and still have room for infantry on either side of it. It's a large main hallway. Now, normally this main hallway would run the entire spine of the ship. However, there was a collapse in the hangar bay, and so it does not currently run that entire length. As you reach the hangar bay, where there's a set of large, heavy lifts that can lift you up into this hallway and down below it, you see that there's some scaffolding being built by what look to be buzz droids at this point. And as you get closer, yeah, they're buzz droids with welders on them. They're not taking anything apart, which is a little bit weird, but they are helping to weld together the new support for a new corridor that will lead from the very front of the ship to the very back of the ship. Helping them is a group of pit droids, just like Foreman, using hover load lifters. These load lifters are holding the beams up while the buzz droids start welding them into place. They're working on a lot. They're getting some progress done, fixing some stuff. As you approach the elevator, there is a pit droid standing at attention at the elevator, kind of like he looks like he's been working on it, and he's got a toolbox next to him, but he's just currently standing at attention with his saluting you as he stands there.
This elevator operational?
Aye, aye, Captain.
Perfect. I'm gonna step on the elevator.
All right, everybody on board. Keep your arms and let all appendages inside of the moving vehicle at all times, and here we go. Hits a button on the console, and it drops really quickly. However, the inertial compensators of the freight elevator kick in, and you don't even feel it. You just drop down 2 full floors immediately, and it is a good 70-80 feet. How many meters is that?
A lot.
How many feet was it?
About 25 meters. You drop 25 meters straight down and don't even feel it. It seems that they definitely have these elevators up in proper condition again. You reach the maintenance. You are dropped into the maintenance deck and are led across this large expanse of repair bays, all of which are running at the same time right now. This ship may be an emergency power, but they got backup generators for the engineering bay.
It makes sense.
Yeah. It seems like the backup generators are also working in peak condition because they are running a lot of stuff here. There are several sections of this. As you walk through this repair bays, you see a good 20, maybe even 30 vulture droids being repaired. Some of them missing one of their leg wings. Some of them are missing their heads. A couple seem to be have like huge rips in their hull as they're being slowly welded back together and fixed up so that they're ready for battle conditions. There's a couple bays with hyena bombers in them. Currently, the hyena bombers are stepping out of their bays and heading towards cargo lifts that are very large, round cargo lifts, large enough to drop an entire landing vehicle all the way down into the bottom levels of this vessel. There are about 10 or 15 on one of these elevators as it starts to lift upwards out into the hangar bay above. You guys move around it and come to a vessel you're very familiar with, sitting on one of these large ship elevators. It is just barely moving onto the elevator and stopping as you guys approach it. As you kind of approach, it looks like it's just kind of hovering and moving until you see a load lifter attached to it that is just tugging it along. At the command of the load lifter is a B-1 battle droid with 2 blue stripes on its left shoulder. You would recognize it as a specifically a piloting model of the B-1 battle droid.
Hey, I'm gonna just keep walking towards our ship.
Okay. You reach the ship, and as you go to open the hatch, the B-1 steps off and hands you a hollow pad. Please sign for release.
I will sign for the release of our vehicle.
You sign for the release of your vehicle, as well as the munitions and the fuel that have been allocated to it. He takes back the data pad, looks it over, and says, "Roger, Roger, you are clear," and just goes back to his load lifter and starts driving back down to grab another vehicle or something. The lift starts to...
Damn right, are we clear?
I love that voice. The lift raises up and kind of shudders at first and then starts to raise up, and above you, you see a section of landing deck open up, 4 panels, kind of like a flower opening and blooming above you. You rise up from the center of it, and the panels lay flat on the ground around you. You enter. Do you guys enter your the ship while the lift is going up?
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
All right. You guys are all aboard your ship as soon as you by the time it gets to the top. It does take a couple minutes, so it's not too hard. Helly, if you would give me a piloting space check, difficulty 2 to just to boot her up. I'd say difficulty 1 to boot her up, get her all ready, and just get the engines warming up and purring for you.
So difficulty 1?
Difficulty 1.
4 advantages and 1 failure, apparently.
I mean, honestly, the one failure is, I'm going to say, it's not like you're not going to kick it on. The failure is you have the parking brake on. The parking brake is still on for the until you figure out that it's on. But for the 4 advantages, though, this thing kicks on and it is purring. It is perfect. The engine is clean. Everything about this vessel is ready to go and up to tip-top shape. And in fact, you can feel a little bit more oomph when you test the throttle a little bit. There's a little more kick to it now. Whatever it was that Foreman did to your engines, it's working for you.
Boy, I can't wait to do some stupid shit with this.
Don't worry, Helly. We're gonna hot rod this thing yet.
Can't wait to do crimes.
Sir, I need to inform you, I have a skill that is full throttle.
Yep, and it's gonna be great.
Oh my,
so
you have a skill called full throttle.
As the
Yes.
As the lift comes to a stop, you see in front of you 2 B1 battle droids with glowing, you know those glowing sticks that they
batons.
give? Glowing batons, that's the word for it. And they are currently like gesturing for you that you are clear to take off and pointing it directly ahead of you. There's a clean lane between you and the opening of the main hangar doors, and there is nothing in your way.
All right, let's fucking just kick this thing into full bore, just out of the gate.
Are you gonna punch it?
Fucking punch it!
Let's fucking go! Hype in the
Let's
chat.
fucking go!
So that's gonna be another space check.
That would be another piloting space check. Let me double check what it takes to activate that.
My full throttle is a 3 difficulty to increase its speed by 1.
I'm gonna say you can kick it all the way to max throttle from this position though, because you're in park, so you're gonna have the throttle at maximum. We're gonna see how fast you kick it.
Fucking go!
Maximum overdrive.
Become the baby driver you were meant to be. Let's go!
Oh, we're gonna do so many barrel rolls and unnecessary flips.
I am not turning my maglets on. No, thank you.
Well, we got gravity.
Time for crime.
I don't want gravity. You want to go to a point where there isn't gravity. I want to be stupid.
So how'd that check go, Helly? I didn't see it.
So I didn't roll because I wasn't sure what difficulty to go with.
So
yet.
it's 3 difficulty. So full throttle is make a 3 difficulty.
Can I take a
pilot
strain
check.
to boost?
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
You can take a system. It would be a ship strain, not a personal strain. So the ship would take 1 strain, but you can boost if you want. You can leave your friends behind you.
Because your friends don't boost.
ship
If
strain.
they don't boost, then they
I
are no
will modify the
Friends of mine.
I got it.
Okay.
All right, let's go! Yeah!
Oh my gosh! 2 successes, 2 advantages. You can recover some strain. You can also have the ship shuttle recover some strain if you'd like.
I'm gonna have the ship recover 2 strain.
Yeah. Remember, the ship's strain would have been reset, as would its damage. So.
Oh, okay. Then I will just recover the 1 strain as well.
Going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship. Something, little like sky.
Sailing through the skies.
The sky. Little Einsteins.
Little rage
Hop
robots.
on
is what you
board.
are.
Hop on board.
Meg
Get
kicks
ready
this thing up
to
to
explore.
full
There's
throttle
so
with the parking
much to
brake
find.
still engaged.
Yep.
Removes the parking brake and just.
So, you are at full maximum throttle. There is smoke blasting out behind you. Your engines are full burn. There is a literal column of fire out the back of the shuttle as your inertial park brake is still kicked in. The entire ship shudders forwards and then locks in place as it is burning, and you are building more and more power and heat in those engines until you go, oh yeah, parking brake. You hit a single switch and take off at maximum velocity.
Oh, let's go!
You leave a scorch mark down the entire length of your takeoff strip, and a huge blast
Roaring
mark behind you.
flames.
You're pretty sure you liquefied a B-1 battle droid as you flew past it. You shoot out into the debris field, pull up, and you are now swinging upwards and around to try and get over to your now target.
So many barrel rolls and unnecessary flips away.
You spin a full 360 degrees before you even leave the runway. You pull out, you swing around, and you do at least a single loop before you go over the top of the Providence's hull. You are screaming at extreme speeds as you whip between several of these. Okay, actually, I'm going to say this. There are a number of communication and sensor masts in your way. You could go over them. You could try to fly through them. But where's the
high risk for that?
If you manage to hit one of them, it will damage your ship, and it could disable something on the enemy on your ship, on the Providence. Or you could stay safe and fly over them.
Sir, I'm high risk mode.
Would you like to roll against it, or are you just gonna lean into the high risk?
I'm prepping a piloting space check.
Give me a piloting space check, difficulty of 3. Let's see if you can weave through them at this speed.
Alright, well, you know what? Just for the sake of ship's taking another strain.
Do it.
Because, fuck it, we've got it. And go!
1 success, 3 threats. The 3 threats are going to be, you do actually just barely miss it, but you're gonna take like that one moment of, oh shit, I just fucked us, right before you hit it does strain the ship. You have to put 3 more strain onto the vessel. As you barely miss that mass, you pull hard, put it through its paces, and weave back and forth through these sensor masts. It's not pretty. It's really close on every side, considering this is a really practically antique at this point. And is a cargo shuttle.
It is an antique cargo shuttle.
Yeah, this thing
Nice.
is still doing really well for it. It's definitely been hot rodded, and it is now moving incredibly quickly. You run down the spine of the ship, diving in between each of these sensor masts, managing not to hit a single one of them, getting really close to a couple of them at first, and then shoot out the front of the vessel. You pull to the left and start to head towards your target. In between you and your target is a debris field. You could go around it. It would take a little bit more time to go up, above, and around, or you could just go straight through it down into the cruiser.
What's the difficulty class if we go through the mine?
This would be 4
field?
difficulty. However, other party members could do things to help in this situation. So for instance, someone with a computer's check could tighten some of the sensors and controls on the vessel to try and help you make it through turns better. Another one could tighten up just a single valve or something, try and find something mechanical they could do. Maybe overclock the fuel pump, something like that to give you a little bit more fun.
Can I start blasting debris?
You could start blasting debris as you fly through this space field.
I would like to see if there is anything I can tweak on the computer to make it work
Helly,
better.
you can't blast the debris because you're making the pilot check, but someone else could blast the debris. Daily, what did you want to do again? Sorry,
I wanted to see if there's anything that I can tweak on the computer.
For the computer, you could tweak some of the Navi components. Let's have you roll a computers check for me. And then Reggie, what are you thinking you'd like to do? You can overclock fuel pumps. You could overcycle the engine core. You could do all sorts of crazy shit.
Can I make an astrogation check to make a path through this?
Yes,
field?
actually, you could do astrogation for this. This would be one of the lesser known uses for astrogation. Plotting your course before engaging it would make it easier.
What's the difficulty for that?
An astrogation check through this debris field would be 3 difficulty. Daily, roll 3 difficulty dice real quick. 1 failure, 4 threats. So that's 2 threats and 1
success with the... Yep.
Okay. All right.
I'll let you handle this before I roll.
And Reggie, what kind of things do you want to do? You know this shuttle better than most other vessels you have because you've had it the longest.
I'm gonna try to get the fuel cells. How overcharged can I power those?
You could possibly overclock the fuel cells to give you more maneuverability by pumping them towards auxiliary thrusters. If you overclock them, it could cause a strain, or you could get them to about 110%, which would be a significant decrease to the difficulty of this run.
I want to try that.
Okay, give me a 3 difficulty mechanics check. And Helly, that's going to be a 3 difficulty as well. Okay.
Success with 2 advantages.
Okay, 2 failures, but your advantage is when as you're trying to tune it up, you realize you can't really overclock it very well with the wrench that you're using, and you decide to not even bother with it as it starts to give you some warning signals that it's over 160% suddenly. You can't finagle it right now, especially with the ship moving around a little bit. Even with a gravity generator, there is some movement here, so you have to back out of it. However, Daily, you managed to in the computer interface redirect some of the excess fuel that was going to the engines and tune some of the fuel injection systems for the auxiliary and main thrusters. So you can get a bit more out of the fuel you're already using. This also will make them a little bit stronger and more effective. So that will reduce the difficulty of the pilot check to get through these asteroid fields quickly. So it won't cause any strain. Helly, with your success and 2 advantages, do you want to use those advantages for anything? Rebel, you can also use those advantages for something.
Can I reduce the ship strain?
Yes. And Daily?
Let's go ahead and reduce the ship strain as well. Fine.
Good idea.
Done.
Done and done. All right, so Helly, this is going to be a 2 difficulty check because the ship is now fully dialed in, and you have plotted a course through this asteroid belt. You pick the course that takes you to the closest to large, scary chunks of metal, but keeps you safe and has a clear corridor. So now make your 2 difficulty check piloting.
I'm gonna give the ship a strain back for a boost.
Go for it.
And roll. Success and advantage. We'll just
Regain
knock that strain down by 1.
There you go. Yeah, you punch through.
All worked out.
You guys, with a little help from everyone on the crew, maybe there was a little bit of a mistake in the fuel bay. Didn't cause any problems, luckily. You guys managed to dodge and weave as kind of getting banged against the different walls of the vessel as Helly punches it through every single corner at max speed. He doesn't slow down
max speed,
a bit.
barrel rolling.
No fear, No mercy, nothing. Every single turn is calculated and prepared as to give him as close to a piece of debris as he can without hitting it. He goes through 2 strips of armor plating that are floating directly together and pirouetting. He manages to get the shuttle just between them to where you could swear you could reach out and touch the metal plates. And for an instant, you're worried that they'll come together too soon for you to get through. And then, bam, you come out the other side. Swing around several Arc 170s that are in pieces and a couple of Hyena bombers nearby. You also barely manage to escape running headfirst into a huge section of hull from the munificent cruiser you're heading to. And you make it all the way down, slowing down, pulling onto the brakes at maximum power, dropping the engines to full reverse thrust, and pull perfectly into a parking spot at one of the docking collars of the munificent frigate.
And then just gonna get out of the chair once the ship is turned off like nothing happened. This is normal.
Do it again! Do it again!
Do it again! Do it again! Do it again! Do it again!
Come on, Annie Droid, do it again! Do it again!
You're at your target.
Maybe on the return trip.
Yes!
Okay. You guys step through the docking collar that is on the bottom of the Sheathipede. The bottom of it opens up, and there's a docking collar that you can climb down through. You climb down through the docking collar into an empty, tight, cramped hallway in the Munificent class cruiser. You docked about where you were told there's a fuel pump in this vessel. As you get there, there's a crackling in your comms, and over the comms comes the familiar voice of Foreman. All right, I saw that fancy flying. Good job. Thanks for taking her for a spin. Quick note, when you get to the coolant tanks, try not to flush them. Because if you flush them, it's going to jettison a lot of coolant out into space, and we're going to have to find a way to gather that up, when really we want to try and... If you can get the ship moving, we can dock with it directly and do all of the work ourselves. But keep an eye out for anything crazy, and try not to fuck it up. And with that, he cuts the...
Foreman. When have we ever fucked anything up?
I mean, not yet, but we'll see.
More faith in us.
Honey, I work with pit droids. and with that, he's gonna cut his transmission.
So demeaning.
So, you guys are in the ship. You are going... In order to get the ship up and running, you will probably have to go to its command deck. Which is, luckily, because of the way this ship was designed to run with minimal crew, is not too far from where you docked. Because you guys are currently...
To the command deck!
Let me put up a munificent real quick.
Yeah, I think it's to the command deck, and we try getting a diagnostics to see what needs to be done to at least get this cruiser putting.
In the resources is the Munificent class cruiser. You guys are dealing with a Munificent class frigate. There's a series of 5 docking collars along the side of the ship, and in order to get to the main deck, the main command deck, you're going to have to run through the center column of the ship and up some stairways. There are not any elevators in this vessel, as it was deemed extraneous cost and took up too much space. So they used maintenance ladders and elevators, as no one's really supposed to be on this cruiser. Other than the actual docking bays themselves. Which you guys entered this small, short, kind of I said that you guys entered in a thin hallway. That's not the case. It opens up into a cargo bay. I forgot that's where the docking collars were. Into a cargo bay. This one cargo bay is basically built like a giant box, and inside of it you see several just stacks, huge stacks of crates in here that are like. You know when you go to a docking yard, when you see like images of those cargo ships with all those crates stacked on top of them, all those shipping containers? That's basically what the inside of this cargo hold looks like. And painted on the side of all of these cargo containers are big CIS military logos. There are a few, as you look around, there are several B1 battle droids just kind of hunched over but still standing, deactivated in this room. There's about 20 or 30 of them just standing around, deactivated.
Alright, everyone. Very quiet.
I'm gonna quickly change this.
Guys.
We're
I'm gonna
hunting
just
rabbits.
keep walking my way towards the command center. And I would like to make note, anytime that we need to go up a ladder, I'm gonna just tie a length of rope around the R3s.
That's alright.
Barrel of monkey style, lift us up the ladders.
That's alright.
Nanny droid is putting a leash on us, Reggie.
No, it's because
You put me on a leash.
no, it's because y'all can't climb a fucking ladder.
I would also like to note there is no gravity on this ship. You guys are
that changes things.
You're walking through with mag boots right now. All of the B1 battle droids seem to be magnetized to the floor and deactivated.
Okay. Either case, they're still probably going to need help getting up any ladders that there may be.
Yeah. Also, all of the shipping containers are literally mounted to the floors right now, so they won't move. You would know that the mag locks on them are more of a switch than anything. So,
All right, to the command deck. Away.
you guys make your way to the other side of the cargo bay, and I need everyone to roll a vigilance check. Let's give you some heebie-jeebies.
Hey, I'm decent at those. These are just straight rolls, right?
Yeah, these are going to be, these are just going to be straight rolls. We'll see. Let's see how good you are at sight right now. How much?
I got a triumph.
With 2 successes
One
in the
success?
triumph, Helly, something's weird about this. Why are the battle droids are all deactivated? But who deactivated all the battle droids? Reggie, you also have this thought. Helly, however, you also notice that they're all deactivated in strategic positions that are positioned to defend against an attack from further into the ship.
So they were getting ready for a counterattack before they were shut down.
Yep. Rebel, yeah, this is it's really dark in here. It's kind of spooky. You got your little light on, and you're looking around, but yeah, it's kind of dark and spooky in here. There's a lot of passed out. There's a lot of deactivated.
All I got was advantages. Can I use my advantages for something at least?
You can regain strain, or you can notice one thing, and I will tell you what it is.
I want to notice one thing.
Okay, you notice, the one detail you notice is that most of the crates in this cargo bay are labeled as munitions. So these are boxes of explosives and weaponry. Or ammunition. Oh, and Helly, your triumph is that you notice there is one crate at the very top of one of these stacks that is an entirely different color than the rest. It's at the very top of a stack. It's in the very dark, and it's got a red logo on it that you recognize as the Republic, as the logo of the old Republic.
Can I jump up? Can I disable my mag boots and jump up to that different-looking crate?
It is 0 gravity, so technically yes. I would say this is going to be a difficulty 2 check, difficulty 3 check. This will be a. What should I make this? Either athletics or coordination. Difficulty 2, athletics or coordination. Your choice.
I'll go coordination. And difficulty 2, you said?
Yes. 4 successes, 3 threats, 1 triumph. The 3 threats are that... 3 threats... I'm going to give you some strain as you jump and you're not used to the added mass of the extra arm. And it does... one of the servos in your right ankle kind of give on you a little bit. It
Overcompensates.
Yeah, you overcompensated. But for the triumph and the 4 successes, not only do you jump, you spin mid-air and land boots first right on this cargo container.
Couple flips for style.
Yep. You land.
Show off.
As you land, you look down at it, and there is all of these cargo containers have basically a panel on the side of them on which is painted their contents. Usually, this is a Republic cargo container, so it is actually differently laid out than the ones you're used to. But looking at it, this isn't munitions. This is... You're not sure what's in this crate because all that it says on the side of the crate is top secret.
Is there any panel or means of opening this crate?
There is a door to the crate. Every one of these crates have 2 big swing doors on either end of them. And there does, as you kind of go around, there seems to be a lock on this one. And by a lock, I mean it looks like a big security seal has been placed over this door.
Okay, so it's not like just, a casual padlock.
No, this would be something you would have to figure out.
I want to pick the lock.
Okay, you're gonna have to get
Put
up
me
there.
in, coach. Put me in, coach.
So you can do the same jump as Helly. It's a 2 difficulty coordination or athletics to get up to him, or you can just drive up along the walls. That would up along.
I want to
the
drive up.
crates.
I want to drive up the wall.
That'll take a bit longer, but you can definitely do it. It's not as flashy, not as cool. So you just drive up the wall. Reggie, are you going to follow them at this point?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll throw a length of rope to Reggie.
Of the synth rope.
Yep.
A length of synth rope is thrown directly downwards, and when it pulls taut, it bounces back and just pulls completely out of your reach. As both you and Rebel are just rolling your ways up these metal boxes with your mag locks.
Well, I was trying to help.
Close enough. You reach the top, and Rebel, let's see. This would be a... give me a skullduggery check to look over this here lock. Let's see how familiar you are with these sorts of locks.
Skullduggery.
Hey, you're not terrible at skullduggery.
Yeah, you could do well with that. And this would be a difficulty level. This would be a difficulty level 2.
I use that advantage to get rid of my failure.
You can't do that, but you can use the advantage to reduce your strain by 1. This is a lock. This is a big lock. You've never seen one like it before. This is not a lock you've ever picked before. And looking at it, it's definitely a lock. It looks mostly mechanical in nature, but you can't really get a good beat on it. It does, however, have a hollow pad keypad on the front of it that does not have any keys displayed. It looks to be some sort of hand scanner.
If it's a hand scanner, that means it has to have a
urge to
computer
do-
system.
The urge to do the oldest trope in the book is very strong right now.
What do you want to do?
The oldest gimmick in the book is to just shoot it with a blaster.
Okay.
But I'm not
I wanna see
going
if there's
to.
a pet.
I'm not going to.
By the way,
But
I
if-
am
Because
spending
there's
a
a-
dark side point to make this lock, by the way. I forgot to mention, I am spending a dark side point to make this lock.
Okay, well, I want to see. So you said there's a hand scanner on there. Is there a panel I can open on the hand scanner?
You don't see any panels. This...
Is there anything I can cut open on the hand scanner? Can I just straight up see if I can blast this with my fusion cutter?
So you want to see if you can cut this lock free
I
with
want
your
to
fusion
cut
cutter.
it open. I want to cut it open.
You know, that will be a difficulty 3 mechanics check to see if you can cut the thing apart and cut the lock off of it. One success, one advantage, one triumph. With the triumph, with the triumph, you can definitely, you can do it. With the success and the advantage, yeah, sure. Wow, good roll. So yeah, you step up, you look at it, and you're like, yeah, I could cut that off. In fact, I could cut it here and here and here. And do you want to just do it?
Yes.
You pull out your plasma torch and you cut a ring around the lock mechanism itself, and then you start cutting at specific joints in the locking mechanism, which seems to expand out and lock down this door. After a few cuts, you kind of step away and go, voila! Nothing seems to have changed until you gesture to it, and the whole thing just starts to float off of the crate.
You're welcome.
All
you
right,
always
let's
learn to
look
do crimes?
inside of this crate.
Okay. You open the doors to this crate, and inside of it is a single... inside of this crate is basically a bunch of smaller crates. It's a large container with a bunch of smaller crates in it. But the crates inside of it are labeled as... actually, all of them are labeled top secret. They wouldn't have an actual manifest on the crates. However, you could probably find a manifest in the crates somewhere. Or you could start
just
cracking
open up
the
one of the
boxes.
crates?
Yeah, you walk over to one of the crates, you hit a button, and it flashes a warning, and then the crate starts to unseal. And as it opens up, inside you see a simple B2 battle droid laying in this crate.
Huh?
Can I open up another crate?
Yeah. You open another crate, and inside is another B2 battle droid.
Huh?
On a Republic ship?
This is a Republic supply crate, labeled top secret. All of these crates are Republic supply crates as well.
Why does the Republic have B2?
This could be This could be this old human thing of a Trojan horse.
Like the entire ship is meant to be, or just
it's called it's called a Carillion Scug.
Yes, a Carillion Scug.
No, it's the Carillion Dewback.
Yeah. This could be a Carillion Dewback. Except Republic takes the ship, sees a crate of theirs, takes it back, opens it up, gets blasted by B2s.
Hmm.
Oh, so you're thinking that the separatists, the people we were working for? No.
This was one of ours?
Helly, roll a warfare check.
Oh boy, I don't know if I'm any good at those.
Actually, any of you can make a warfare check if you'd like.
I'm going
What's
to.
the difficulty?
Difficulty 4. I'll give you a difficulty of 4 this time.
Well, this is not going to end well, so fuck it.
2 failures. Yeah,
damn.
Reggie doesn't know.
I don't.
Oh, I mean, what would you? What with those advantages? Would you like to notice another detail? One success.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Of course,
Hey,
the
Rebel gets
criminal
it.
gets a success on warfare.
So Rebel, Rebel, as you're looking at it, you're pretty sure that these aren't real battle droids. They don't look like these don't look like normal battle droids, B2s. Something about them seems off to you.
This is not right.
Helly, with your
This
3
ain't right.
advantages, you notice that that these battle droids that their chest plates are not fully set down in yet. There's something a little bit off about their chest plate.
Yeah.
Can I try to rip off a chest plate?
Yeah, sure. You pull the chest plate off. You just reach down and you just pull the chest plate off, and the inside of this droid is hollow.
I knew something was off.
And inside of this battle droid is a round core of a detonite charge. It is a detonite charge the size of a battle droid's chest cavity.
Explosives!
I'm just going to back out of this crate.
Yeah, no one rolled any threats, so I'm going to spend another dark side point. And as you do so, as you pull the chest off of it, you watch as the lights on the B2 battle droid's eyes light up, and it sits up, turns to you, and you see a timer activate on the detonite charge on its chest.
How much time is on that timer?
60 seconds. We're going to do initiative right now.
Okay, well, I'm going
Everyone
to...
roll a vigilance check.
I'm decent at those. Let's go!
And these ones, the order of these ones do matter because it will determine what order you guys can do this in. It's a different type of structured time. This is basically bullet time. Reggie got 3 successes, R3 got 3 successes and an advantage, and so did Helly. So, Rebel and Helly, the 2 of you are going to be able to act first at the same time. There's 30 seconds on this detonite charge. What do you want to try to do with it?
I want to attempt to just
Sir
kick
Wires,
this B2
can
battle
I-
droid further into the crate.
Okay.
Well, I was gonna say, can I see if there's even a way for me to attempt to disable it?
Yeah, you would. You can disable it with a. This would be a. I would say either. Because of the type it is, I would say you can use computers or you can use. Let me find it. Mechanics.
Because it's like I possess those types of
So-
detonators, so I should understand them.
This is a very advanced detonator, but yes, you could theoretically disable it. You would have to literally clip some wires on it. So it will be a mechanics check, and it will be a difficulty of 4 to do it quickly
mechanics?
enough.
Take a strain. Take a boost.
You can also try something a little bit
Alright.
twitchier than just disabling the bomb. There's all
Mechanics.
other possibilities.
We're taking a strain to give a boost. You said difficult 4?
Difficulty 4.
Yep.
Oh, why do I still have initiative?
Oh, we gotta stop initiative.
You're good. 3 successes, 2 threats. The 2 threats are that... So the 3 successes are that you managed to disable the bomb. You managed to pull the primer out of the bomb. The 2 threats are that the primer still goes off. So just before you remove the primer from the bomb itself, from the actual detonite itself, the primer goes off. It does not detonate the detonite, but you guys are all going to take some damage from this. So I'm going to say it's going to be... I'm going to say 5 points of damage that you can reroute, and this is blast damage entirely. So you also get an additional soak for being droids.
Okay, I take no damage!
Oh.
Ah!
But you said it's 5 points of damage minus soak, correct?
Yep.
And you get a soak of +1 because it's a blast.
Oh! Soak of +1 plus blast, okay.
Because of our armor.
That means I only take one. Damage.
So, it goes off, but it manages to not, luckily, cook off the entire crate of droids. # party wipe.
I feel very, very lucky.
It's okay, you would have gotten 2 more tries. Each one of you would have gotten a try at it.
I mean, my idea was to kick it and then book it.
Yep.
I feel like I can do anything.
Okay. So...
Unfortunately, that is not the high risk that we're looking for.
No. Although Helly, you are loving this. You guys just barely defused a bomb. Yeah, it hurt a little bit.
Oh, I'm loving it, but again, I would have... My flight reflexes would have been kick and run.
Yep. So...
Sparta kicked the shit out of that B2 battle droid.
So this box is full of large detonite charges. The equivalent of 3... Each box has the equivalent of 3 charges worth of detonite in them. All of them are able to be armed if the droid wakes up. And if it notices it's in a place that will do an enormous amount of harm. This is literally a Corellian dewback. How you guys managed to capture this crate is an entirely different beast. You don't... everybody, I want everyone to roll a lore check to see if you remember the fight that you... If you remember capturing this, or if you even captured this. Or if you remember
and
hearing
difficulty?
about it. A difficulty 5, because this would have been much less likely that you recall.
Well,
okay.
This is going to hurt.
Okay. Helly, take 4 strain.
See, that would have just been a roll that I'm just like, I just don't want to make that roll. Because I knew it was going to hurt.
You could have... Okay. In the future, I won't force you to make those rolls. However...
Okay, I could... You said make a roll.
Sorry,
so
you're right. Rebel, you take 1 strain, but none of you remember picking this up. None of you even know anything about this.
My strain.
Yikes. But, yeah.
Yeah, because, again, it's a 5 difficulty, and I have 2 green dice. That's just asking for pain.
Begging for it, practically.
And guess what? I got it.
Yeah. But you guys got Trojan Horse suicide battle droids. Neat. None of the other battle droids activates. The only one that activates is the one that you pulled the chest piece off. It seemed to have been some sort of
trigger
failsafe. But if you open each of the boxes, all of the boxes in here are filled with these, and you do find at this point I'm going to say you do find a manifest in here that lists there being 20 of these droids in here.
Jesus.
Yeah. As you see that number, I would like to mention 20 times 3 charges of detonite. That's 60 charges of detonite. That would have blown the entire ship in half. Especially since all of the other crates in this area are labeled as munitions.
Yeah. That's that would have broke this ship in half and probably
it would have probably damaged the Providence as well. It probably would have damaged the Providence as well.
That's setting up a nuke in space.
In space. But congratulations. You survived. So, at this point, I would would you guys like to return back to your current mission, as you have
Yes.
almost accidentally your entire self? Oh, do any of you want some of those detonite charges? If any of you have the ability to pick them up, you can
I don't have the space.
I have 2 encumbrance available to me. So, how much is each detonate in the encumbrance?
pick them up. Each detonite is 2 encumbrance. It has a base damage of 15 with an additional damage of plus 10 for each charge. Rigging the explosive requires an easy 1 difficulty mechanics check, increasing the difficulty by 1 per charge.
I'll take a detonite.
This is space C4.
Yes. I don't have the space.
Is it
That's okay.
chemically stable?
Yeah, it's chemically stable.
Yeah, in order to be space C4, it has to be chemically stable.
Yeah. It's chemically stable, but C4 can chain detonate with itself. In other words, if a C4 goes off with other C4, it will detonate the rest of the C4 too.
I will add a detonate to my inventory.
But unless a detonator sets it off, it's not going to go off. So, you have 1 detonate charge that may come into play later on. We'll see. You guys return down to the floor of the cargo bay, sufficiently aware of your mortality at this point, and
I took no damage from that explosion. I don't know what you're talking about.
I only took 1 damage.
The cargo bay. You are currently in cargo bay 1. You reach the door, and the door is not on. There's no light in this entire space, and the whole ship is powered down. The door is closed.
Alrighty. I take my slicer tools to it.
Okay.
I'm tempted just to set the det pack on the door.
You.
No, I want to pick a lock. I want to pick a lock. Let me pick a lock.
So daily, you cannot use. You wouldn't be able to use computers tools because none of the computers are online. But you could try to.
Cut the door.
Try to fiddle with the door panel to try and see if you can't get the door to at least release its emergency sealing locks.
Yes, that's what I want to do.
Okay. Give me a computer check. Difficulty 4. This one's much harder because it is offline entirely.
Oof.
Well, those 4 threats... I'm going to say for those 4 threats, you managed to fry the computer system in front of you. Like, completely fry the door controls. The door controls are melted now. And literally burning.
Yeah, no, this is not
They're
gonna
on
work
fire.
anymore.
You touch two.
All right,
you touch your battery terminals to the wrong 2 wires, accidentally cause a short, and there's a burst of sparks, and then a whole bunch of fire comes out of the console, and it is now slowly burning through the insulation of the wires.
Time to start setting up the det pack on the door.
Okay, place the det pack on the door if you want. You also have a fusion cutter. Keep that in mind.
But that's not as fun.
You place the det pack on the door. That's going to be a 1 difficulty. Yeah, 1 difficulty mechanics check to set the charge on the door.
Mechanic. I'm not terrible with those. Alright. I roll.
Four successes, 2 threats. You do not have a remote detonator, so you will have to set a timer on this. How long of a timer do you want to set?
Can I just shoot the det pack?
No, it would not detonate it. It's a stable material.
Well, let's go with a 30-second timer.
Okay. A little bit tight. I like it. You set it for 30 seconds. Turn to everybody else. And I
Sir, again, high risk, high reward.
Okay, folks, run. This is going to be an athletics check for all of you to see if you can escape this det pack before it detonates.
And difficulty?
Difficulty 2.
So wait, what roll are we doing?
This is athletics to see if you can get away fast enough.
Yeah, damn it! I knew I should have taken that talent.
Reggie, if you want to take a strain, I'll let you roll another boost dice to see if you can get a success or something out of it.
Okay, so next level up, I'm taking shortcut, guys.
That was pointless.
Athletics difficulty 2, you said?
Yep.
Hey, you got the success.
Reggie, do you want to spend a force point to not take damage from this since no one else is?
No, I'll take the damage.
Okay, you're gonna take 15 points of damage.
Oh!
Yeah. But remember, you are soak, so...
Yeah, minus your soak.
You...
So 15 minus your soak, and you do get an additional soak, I'm going to say, because it is technically a blast. It's an explosion.
As well as you can split that between wound and strain.
Yeah, you can split it however you want between your wounds and strain.
Hold on. 15, so it's 11.
Soak of 4, yes, 11.
Well, and plus 1, because...
No, she has a soak of 3 plus 1, so 4.
No, I see a soak of 4 on
7.
Reggie.
Oh, no, you're right. Never mind. So 10.
So remove one. So remove one of those from either one. I would remove one from because you're only taking 10.
You guys turn and hightail it out of there. Reggie doesn't even get turned around in time. Is like, what? Where are you guys going?
No!
And then there's an explosion behind Reggie as they are thrown a good distance through the air. Lands just dome first on the heavy bulkhead of the floor of this cargo bay and tumbles away as there is now a huge scorch mark on their back and they're damaged.
I'm okay.
Reggie kind of picks themselves up and one of their leg struts is off a little bit. They're not quite sitting up straight anymore. They're having a hard time moving.
I'll use a repair pack on Reggie.
I'm crippled, just like in real life.
Yay!
I will use an emergency repair pack.
Okay, that's 2. Let me double check that.
Equipment.
Okay, that is going to be 3 wounds. You recover 3 wounds.
What?
So yeah, Helly at this point runs up to you and slaps a repair patch right over the now cracked back of your chassis. And you watch Helly as the repair patch literally melts into her body and creates this smooth, kind of shiny metal patch over where the damage is. And Reggie, you can feel the repair patch hooking into your systems and pulling a couple wires back together. You put out a little bit of a internal fire, and you're okay. You're fine.
Ish.
You're all right. If you also would like to do some repairs on yourself, it would be a mechanics check, and I think the difficulty.
Current state of wounds equal less or half of wound threshold. So we are at more, so it would be difficulty 2.
Yeah. So difficulty 2 mechanics check and
Yo!
okay.
Let's go.
With the triumph, I would say you can heal an additional 2 wounds. So that's going to be a total of 1, 2, 3 plus 2 is
5.
5. You can heal 5 more wounds off of that. As you you sit there and you start pulling some things together. You start fixing on it. You're all right. You're all right. That hurt a lot, but now you've got some time, and you guys watch as Reggie kind of like shakes a little bit every so often, but is internally doing some repairs on themselves.
Just sitting.
That's rough, buddy.
Look at that. You're down to 1 damage already. You're fine.
But
That's
Ellie,
cool.
the good news is you have the door that you place the detonite charge is like has been blasted open.
What door?
Yeah, the door's gone. You blasted the door off its hinges, and it is open now.
Can I go back and grab another detonite charge while Reggie's repairing themselves?
Yeah, sure.
Just while the R3 unit's repairing, I'm just jumping back up to that crate, just rip another chunk of det pack.
Yeah, you pull another one of the detonite charge modules off of the super battle droid you took the first one off of, and you come back down. All right, you guys have gotten through the first door. As you kind of regroup by the door, the smoke is kind of cleared out. It's still kind of hanging in the air, but the 3 or 4 door panels that made up the door are now blasted open. Like it looks almost like they were hit by something and forced apart. They're still technically set into the door frame a little bit, but it's like someone peeled a banana open. And you have access to the main cargo hallway of the vessel, which is just a section between the different cargo pods on either side of it that allows for easy transfer of cargo between them. It's the door itself is large enough to move one of these to move 2 of these cargo bins through. You've blown a section of it open that's large enough for you guys to walk through without a problem, but you probably couldn't move an entire cargo bin through it.
That's fair. We'll worry about that problem later.
Yeah.
We'll get the buzz droids on it.
Yeah, call the buzz droids. They can help with that.
All right, time
I
to
love buzz
continue
droids.
to make our way to the command deck.
All right. You guys are going to need to make a... I kind of want to make you make an astrogation, but I'm going to say... You could either make astrogation or... warfare check to find your way through this vessel.
I am perfectly fine with astrogation.
Astrogation.
Any difficulty?
Difficulty 1 because you've seen the schematics of the vessel recently. Okay, Rebel's not
Alright.
going to get lost. Helly's definitely not lost. In fact, Helly knows the fastest way there.
I know this place like the back of my hand.
And
Wait,
Reggie,
that's
you're not lost. You got a little bit of a short in your helmet, but you're not lost. You're fine.
I'm fine.
I'm gonna reduce to strain. I advise you same.
Oh, we didn't get any advantages.
They all got threats, but I'm not going to do anything with those threats.
I thought I saw them got a advantage. I thought they had the same thing as I did, except for one advantage.
Oh, and
my
Helly,
dyslexia
did you
kicked
mark
in.
off the repair patch out of your inventory?
I did.
It should have also decreased your...
You gotta refresh to have it actually update.
Oh, fuck. There we go. Okay.
Because
It's weird, I get it.
yeah,
It's a fucking...
it's weird.
It's a program. Someone programmed it. Okay. You guys head for a set of doors.
Also, the repair patches don't have encumbrance.
Oh, they don't? Oh, no, didn't know that. Okay. You head to your right, which has a set of
repair
doors.
patches don't have income.
No, they don't.
Oh yeah, it was money. It was money I was running out of. I was like, why didn't I grab
You're
more?
running out of
It was
credits
money.
to spend on the patches. But you guys you turn right and you follow follow a hallway that moves along the entire that moves along kind of the central section of the ship, and you go up a set of stairs that are really tight and narrow stairs. These are crew exclusive kind of sections of the ship where you wouldn't normally run through. Ellie takes you kind of on a left and then a right, and then you kind of wind through this ship, taking a really efficient path, even though it is a windy one. And you guys make it up the stairs to a set of doors that are now locked. These ones are closed. These doors, you're not quite to the command deck, but this is now another security door that is locked in front of you.
I'm gonna look at Rebel and just tossing another det pack in my hand.
Reggie, the man has pulled out another det pack.
Insane!
I'm giving Rebel the opportunity.
Insane, sir!
I'm
running
giving
now.
Rebel the chance to go about and try to open this door, but I have the backup plan.
Okay,
Put
Rebel,
it away.
Alright!
Rebel, would you
Alright.
like to try and cut your way
wanna
through the
hack the
door,
door.
or try to fiddle with
hack-
the mechanics of it?
I wanna hack the door.
Okay, difficulty 4,
Computer?
computers check to see
Or
if you can
mechanic.
get through this door, because you need the key about this door is you have to supply it with your own power to activate it. Okay, 2 successes, 2 threats. With the threats, you are going to short yourself out. You're going to take 2 strain as you do it, but you do manage to properly trigger the right positions on this door to get its mechanism to deactivate, and the bottom half of the door just drops down. The top half of the door is now just hanging loosely, but you can now like Helly can kind of
You can go under it.
go under it. You guys can both easily make it under.
I'm gonna put the det pack away.
Yeah, the door is half
Thank
open,
you.
which is good enough.
Yes, please. Put the deck pack away. You don't need that shit.
Oh, what? You thought I was too strict before?
I don't like you now.
You see what happened to Reggie?
Oh, I love this sudden juxtaposition of how you guys' personalities have swapped it, basically. Same personalities,
So
just swap positions.
They thought I was too strict before.
Yeah, I'll show them.
I don't know what happened to you, but I would prefer if you didn't set off another thing that would try to kill me!
I'm gonna really quickly roll a percentage chat that, a percentage dice that chat can read. Real quick.
I'm gonna while this is going on, I'm gonna
58.
just go under the door.
Okay, you guys all make it under the door and follow a more twisting path. This one's kind of less twisting at this point, and you're mostly just taking the nearest stairwell upwards each time you get the chance, and make your way up to an area of the ship that is normally crew quarters. It's the smallest area of the ship that would have crew quarters for the organic crew that sometimes runs this vessel, but it is currently empty. And I need everyone to make a vigilance check.
Okay.
Okay, and again, those are just roll, right?
Yep. These ones are going to be difficulty 3. Sorry. I'm sorry, Rebel. I need you to re-roll.
But they
Oh,
No, not Rebel. Reggie.
you mean Reggie?
what did you do?
And
Oh, no, there
Reggie
we go.
got
I
the
can add
2
those
successes.
together.
That's a 0.
Reggie got 1 success, 2 advantages, and 1 failure, 2 threats. So that's nothing. Flat. Equal.
All right, my roll.
1 failure, 1 threat, 1 triumph. I would say the failure and the threat means you don't notice what I'm having you roll for, but for the triumph, you feel uneasy in this area. Something about it feels wrong. Also, with that triumph, I'm going to have the next door be open to you instead of closed, so you no longer have an issue with that. But
Thank
something
the gods.
something's giving you the heebie-jeebies. Rebel with your 1 success and 2 threats. With the 2 threats, I'm not gonna do anything with that. But with your successes, it's dark in this. Again, it's really dark in here. The only person who has decent vision right now is Heli because he has infrared active. Actually, at this point, it would be infrared, not thermal. But yeah, it's something about this is a little bit weird, Rebel. And as you look around, you notice one of the doors to one of the crew cabins is partially open, and I swear you can see a little red light in just looking through the crack of that door before the red light disappears.
That's not right. Something's here.
I think it's time to go set a deck pack on a door.
There's something here, guys. There is a light. I think we're being watched.
That's rough, buddy.
Wait, what? What happened?
That's rough.
I think you accidentally hit "That's rough, buddy."
I did not. What? I didn't hear it. I changed voice.
I heard you change
The fuck?
voice.
I heard of "That's rough, buddy."
I also heard
I
how
don't
you
know where
say
it came
out
from.
loud, "That's rough, buddy." So I assume that was you.
I
was not. I don't have that
That's
soundboard.
rough. I didn't hit
Maybe
that's
I'm
rough,
just going
buddy.
insane.
No, it sounded like Heli said, "That's rough, buddy." So if that's a
Yeah,
button you
'cause
have,
he did.
that's the one you...
No, I don't have that button.
Like I said it after I heard it.
Oh, I didn't hear it. Maybe you accidentally hit it.
Again, maybe I'm just going insane.
I think you're losing your mind. I think, guys, I think the AI is starting to go crazy. Everybody run, he's going to take over the world now. But no, there's...
No!
Daily, Red Rebel, you definitely saw something.
There was a thing. There was a thing.
I'm not checking it out.
I'm telling the other people that
Getting
there was a
hurt.
thing.
Time to go set a deck pack on the door.
I'm running in the opposite direction.
Do you have another debt pack?
I didn't use the other deck pack.
Oh my gosh, you have 2 debt packs. You didn't use it, right? Fuck. Okay. The door is not
pulled it out
closed.
because
The door is not closed. It is open.
I understand the door is not closed, but if there's something on the other side of that door, guess what?
You're just gonna set a charge
I'm
and throw it
running.
through the door? Okay, that's gonna be a mechanics check to set it. Easy.
I'm not setting it yet. I'm talking shit at the moment.
Okay.
Again, I know I could use it. I'm just enjoying the fear that I'm getting out of Reggie and Rebel with my debt pack abuse.
God, you're awful. I love it.
What happened to you?
Nanny bought
So
his.
I guess the
like-
next question is:
Oh.
do you guys want to? What do you guys want to do about this information? Do you want to investigate? Do you want to try to move on? Do you want to avoid it? What do you want to do?
Hey, I am going to go about and draw my gun and investigate the door that Rebel pointed out.
Okay. Are you going to use your infrared vision
Infrared vision.
from your binoculars?
Yep.
Okay. You activate your infrared vision and start and walk through. Kind of walk over to the door and look in. You look right. You look left. This is just a crew cabin. There's a refresher in the back. A little kitchen on to your right, and you see several bunks of beds. Like there's 2 bunks and then 2 more bunks, and there's nothing in here that you see. You look left, you look right.
I'm going to I'm gonna back out of the room and close the door.
You back out of the room, hit the button to close the door, and there's no power, so the door doesn't close.
Well, that's a shame. And I suppose we just keep making our way to the command deck. I'm gonna just keep an eye on that in the direction of that room.
Okay. So you guys are going to continue forwards?
Yes.
Yeah, might as well.
You guys continue through the ship and manage to make it up to the command deck. Now, by sheer fucking luck, or perhaps the triumph earlier, the door to the command deck is actually open. And as you enter the command deck, there is a tactical droid sitting in a chair, shut down. Several B-1 battle droids, both gunnery and pilots, sitting at their different stations, also deactivated. And there's a very wide open view of the wreckage field from a different perspective than you're used to. Full 180 degree view of the wreckage field above you. It's kind of beautiful. You can see a number of small flashing thruster lights as a swarm of buzz droids is currently moving across the wreckage field, helping grab onto vulture droids and drag them back. You see a number of them working at where you can see 2 Trandoshan vessels, one docked and one not. They are currently swarming over that area, probably trying to disconnect one of the vessels and move the other one around. You see several vulture droids starting to patrol the area, just staying at the edge of the wreckage field, just inside, just outside, but slow, long loops around it, keeping an eye out, patrolling. It's a lot more. It's woken up a little bit, but the vessel you're in is currently offline.
Then I look at Reggie. Think you can get us a diagnosis? See what needs to be done to get her operational?
Yep. I'd like to try that.
Okay, do you want to plug into the ship to get a diagnostics? Because you can do that at this part, at this area.
Yes.
Okay, you roll up to the main command terminal, which is just in front of which is a part of essentially the command chair that the tactical droid is sitting in. You roll up to it and you plug into it, and after a couple of seconds, you manage to find out that the emergency power systems are still on. It's just very, very, very low power. It's just enough for you to activate the ship's main core from here. That would be a computer's check, though, to turn this either a computer's check or a piloting check to start turning this vessel on. As far as you can tell, diagnostics-wise, with your diagnostics software, you can tell that this ship is missing some of its weaponry and has some pretty significant damage to one of its engines. But it should be usable. It should be able to move and maneuver a little bit. It's just disabled and deactivated.
I can make a piloting check.
Okay. So, Reggie, are you going to tell them what's going on with the ship?
Yeah.
Alright. Any setbacks or difficulty for this?
So, the piloting check is going to be a 3 difficulty because it is a large ship and so it takes a bit to use. Actually, make it 4 difficulty, and there's no setbacks, though.
Alright.
However, on a threat or a failure, the ship's engines will sustain irreparable damage.
Well, we don't need their engines. We don't need their engines repairable. We just need to get their engines just a little bit kicking.
Okay.
And I'm going to take a strain for a boost.
Gimme.
And dimensions those dice.
Ooh, 3 successes and a threat. So for the threat, the vessel itself does take a decent amount of damage as you accidentally cycle the damaged engine. However, as soon as the ship starts to shudder and you you hear a number of small explosions happening at the rear end of it. You shut that fuel pump off and swap over all auxiliary power to the other ones. The reactor comes online and the ship starts to roar to life as you can hear the ship coming on open. As you do so, the B1 battle droids, especially the ones currently on the floor that you shoved out of the pilot chair, all start to come online in the vessel, as does the tactical droid, who comes online as a trickle charge enters him from his plugged-in port in the command chair. They start coming online, and the tactical droid kind of shifts on, and just you hear reporting for duty, and he kind of turns and says, "Who are you? Who authorized this boot up?"
We did. We authorized this
Super
boot up.
Tactical Droid Ep.3 required parts from this vessel.
Understood. Looks at this, starts looking, pulling up diagnostics. This vessel is operating at 40% capacity. Recommend salvage efforts.
That's what we're here for.
Very well. What are our orders? As you can see, there's kind of a little bit of a spark coming out of the side of his head a little bit.
Reggie, can you look over the tactical droid here? And I'm gonna just attempt to start piloting this mother of all ships to our mother of all ships.
It is definitely a capital class ship, and it's much slower and bigger than the other ship. Would you like to try and use the main engines, or would you like to just use maneuvering thrusters?
Let's just go with the maneuvering thrusters. It's gonna be, you know what? I gotta go risk it.
I would like to say the main engines are not going to be any more risky so much as they're just not going to be as. It's going to take you longer to use the main engines because you will have to move forwards, swing around, and park on the other side of the Providence. It would also take you through a lot more of the wreckage field.
Okay, we'll just go with the maneuvering engines. It's gonna take a while, but
okay,
if you could see emotions on a B2's face, on a BX's face, it'd be grinning.
The ship starts to shift as the maneuvering thrusters come online. The other B1 battle droids in the command deck are all like, "Hey, what's going on? What's he doing here?" And then the tactical droid says, "Follow his orders. He is here from ST3V." Roger, roger. And all the battle droids start to work together. Okay, so in order to move this vessel, you're going to need a command stat. Now, Reggie, you can definitely check out what's going on with this tactical droid with a mechanics check, difficulty 2.
Okay.
Okay, 3 successes and a threat. The threat I'm not going to do anything with, but the 3 successes, you take a closer look at him, pop open a, kind of like pull out a little screwdriver and unscrew a couple of screws and pull the back of his head off a little bit. Look in there, and inside of in his head you can see there's a couple of wires that are loose that are arcing electricity between them. You just take those 2 wires, put them together, and solder it back in, and he's fine. Just had a bit of a short circuit.
Okay.
At this point, one of the B1s says, "Sir, we are receiving a transmission from the Providence cruiser."
Seems like they got communications working.
The tactical droid kind of looks over at you, Heli, and then hits a button on his command console. And above the big windows, there is this panel that ripples, and an image is displayed of Steve standing on the still being repaired deck of the Providence cruiser. Excellent job. It would seem that your cruiser is now online. I would like you to return to the vessel alongside this ship. Dock with us on our port side and prepare for boarding action. At that,
Roger.
At that, the tactical droid, at the same time as you, says, "Yes, sir." And starts to... I'm going to have the tactical droid, the regular tactical droid, make a check as I pull him up real quick.
I am also going to say both to Steve and the normal tactical droid, beware of a Republic storage crate in the cargo hold.
At that, Steve says, "Ah, yes. I'm glad that was not destroyed." Very curious tactic.
Almost was.
Not very Republic of them. Perhaps that is the influence of Palpatine. Very well. Keep them. I will have a weapons disposal team deployed immediately upon docking. Wouldn't want to lose both vessels now. And that is going to be... So this is going to be a leadership role with 3 of those. Okay. So back to here. 2, 3. And a difficulty of 2, 3. And so, Helly, unless you would like to make a difficulty 3 leadership check, I will have the tactical droid make his leadership check to get the ship into position. You can use you will still be making the piloting check, but if you're not going to lead the ship, then he's going to lead it.
I will let the tactical droid handle the leadership.
Very well. He speaks to the different droids. Gunnery control. Keep a status. Clear the way of any non-essential items. At that point, Steve says negative. No firing on the debris field. That will be useful later. Simply dock and be careful. Understood. And with that, he's going to specifically order you, Helly, as well as in conjunction of the other 2 pilots that this ship requires, to move the ship so that its armored hull is towards the rest of the debris field and just slowly push through it, bouncing chunks of metal and damaged starfighters off of the hull. You guys move slowly through the field. He is going to roll this check. 3 successes, no failures. Bada bing, bada boom. He is going to just slowly, you guys manage to bring it in alongside the Providence, and set 3 docking arms extend from the Providence and hook into the side of this vessel. As that happens, you see a swarm of bug droids literally jump off of the outer hull of the Providence cruiser and swarm the back half of this vessel. At that, the tactical droid says, deactivate all engine systems, allow them to do their repair work, and the vessel starts to power down to normal power, but deactivating the rear sections of the ship that are no longer needed. So, with that, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a time skip, because at this point you've gathered the resources you need, you just need to now apply them. So each of you can do things throughout this time skip that are, it's basically downtime, and so you have about 2 days of downtime while repairs are made and fuel is coolant is transferred over and stuff, that you guys can essentially work on your own project of your own choosing. Like something that you would want to do, we would want to work with here.
Can I get some repairs to my equipment?
Yeah, you can get... I will say that throughout this, all of you will have the rest of your equipment repaired for this as part of the downtime.
I would like to do some self-repairs, if at all possible.
Same.
Okay, you can spend 2 days getting fully repaired if you want. There's a total of 3 days to use.
I'll take the 2 days and get fully repaired. That takes away all wounds and strain, correct?
Yep, all wounds and strain.
Cool.
I will do the same.
Okay. Each of you got a day that you can work on a project you'd want, and Helly, you've got 3 days to decide what you want. Now, keep in mind, you guys can help with repair efforts with mechanic skills. You can help diagnose issues with computer skills. You can help direct people with leadership. You could help with
Diagnostics.
with
Diagnostics.
you can help clearing out certain areas of the ship from some of these for some more Minox. It won't be an actual combat in that case. It's just you working alongside a large group of battle droids at this point that are now active, clearing the rest of the ship of Minox and any sort of stowaway stuff that's on here. The only thing you'll encounter though are going to be Minox or rogue B1s or B2s.
Are those Trandoshan ships brought in, or were they just immediately just salvaged?
They are now in the hangar bay. They were ripped. They were basically pulled from the hull, and the buzz droids latched onto the outside of them and used their own thrusters to maneuver them back into the ship's hangar bay. A section of the hangar's gravity was deactivated for a short time as they maneuvered in, and then it was reactivated, and they dropped the ships directly onto the hull plating.
I'm gonna just take. I want to go to the Trandoshan ship that I blew out the cockpit of, and I just want to start mindlessly tinkering with that ship.
Okay, I will start.
I want to tune the ship.
Okay, I would say what is found in that ship is just another large, just several battle droids. There's a lot of B1 battle droids and a couple B2s that have been stolen and put on that ship that are recovered. And you enter the ship, and the cockpit is blasted to hell. It's practically worthless right now. You would have to replace the cockpit and do some repairs. That would be a mechanics check. But the other ship is still flyable, and the mech droids easily managed to fix the override on the door.
Well, the other ship also has a melted seat.
It has a melted seat, but the consoles are not damaged.
Okay, well then I will go out and start tuning up the other ship.
Okay, so that would be, you can use a single 3 difficulty piloting space check to see if you can tune up the vessel a little bit.
Okay, it's
And Daily, for your last day, what would you like to do?
I want to help with diagnostics.
Okay, so make a single, again, 3 difficulty, this time computers check to try and... Okay, a failure and advantage. The advantage is that your failure doesn't cause any problems. You just aren't very helpful with it. You're not familiar with these computer systems. They're a little weird. And the ship's computer is swearing at you in Trandoshan, and you don't understand Trandoshan.
Computer is swearing at me. God damn.
Helly, did you roll?
I got a failure and an advantage.
Okay, again, same thing. You are not familiar with this ship. Also, the lack of chair is making it a little difficult as you try to tune it up, but mostly all you can do right now is get it operating. This ship was not well maintained. It was not loved. This ship was not very well treated. And as you look over the other Trandoshan ship as well over the 3 days, you notice that both of them are basically just are not even really worth the spare parts most of the way. But you could definitely strip them for parts, or you could try to get them a little fixed up to use later on. But you'd have to go talk to Foreman about that, because he's got a lot of other projects he's currently working on.
I mean, I won this ship. This is mine.
It's your ship.
I claimed it.
Belongs to you. Now,
I'm gonna go.
If Reggie wants to, they could do a mechanics check to see if you could cobble together an actual proper, decently working ship. But as far as you're concerned, Helly, these are might as well be cargo skiffs. They're slow, they're curmudgeon-y, and they're armed. They do both have turrets on them, but they're not very good ships.
Hey, I sniped that other cockpit with the turret of this ship.
Yeah, you did.
Like a champion.
It didn't have its shields up. That's why you were able to do it. But yes. So Reggie, would you like to do anything in with one of your days.
I have so many ideas.
Okay.
Eh.
Start at the top, work your way down.
So much room for activity.
Also, X, real quick while Reggie's thinking, the thought behind this is a separatist ship landing on a planet gonna look a little bit sus
sketchy.
compared to a Transocean.
I agree with you. That's why I made them such shitty ships. You have to put some work into them.
Looking at the dumbest one,
Okay,
which
I'm
is,
on board.
in fact, a laser pointer for Rebel. I can't remember when this was and I wrote it down.
Okay, that wouldn't be too difficult. You would be able to make a little laser, find a little laser pointer and mount it to Rebel. It would take you a few hours to do. It will be a mechanics check to give Rebel that.
You wanna give me a laser point?
It would be
Yes.
what you would basically be getting is a target designator, which would allow you to designate targets for allies and for, in the far future, possibly airstrikes. It would take up one of your augment slots, but it would also give a boost to attack. You can use it to give a boost to your attack checks, or give a boost to the next attack check made against the target. You use it to target something, and you can add a boost to that target essentially.
I want to do it so bad.
What's another idea? Let's just go through. We'll see what you think, what you want. I can give you an idea of how long it would take you to do each of them, and then you can make your decision. That one wouldn't take a lot of time. It would only take a couple of hours, but you would have to work with Rebel to do it. Not that Rebel's accomplishing much as is right now. No offense.
Yeah, I was built for crime, not for fixing ships.
Yep.
But like, laser pointer.
Destroy
Okay.
built for crime.
I have a note, and it just said R3s need arms.
Oh boy. Okay,
That
so
one's
I
gonna
love
take a
you
while.
so
Okay,
much,
so
dear cousin of
R3s
mine.
need arms. So you do have little manipulator arms that you can pop out of your front that you can use stuff with. But are you talking like battle droid arms? Do you want to like give yourself?
Oh my gosh.
Climb a ladder.
Do you want to be able to climb a ladder? Do you what is?
The context, I wrote it down, and I have no idea what it means.
In the future, might I suggest a
ADHD
little
was
bit
in
of
full
context?
control.
Okay. I mean,
I'm thinking back. I think I may have meant just attaching like battle droid arms to the R3s.
okay. I mean, it
I
is.
don't know why.
It is theoretically something that's possible to do. They would technically, each arm would take up an augmentation slot. Or
How many
what's it actually
augmentation
called?
slots do we have?
Droids have 10, I think. Hold up. Let me look it up.
I'm looking as well.
It's such a dumb idea. I don't know why you would let me.
I can't wait for it to happen. Yeah.
Where did I put... What happened to that window? Uh-oh. Music's gone. I was fiddling with my tab, sorry. Sci-fi... that one.
Droids can have cybernetic implants cap of 6 instead of their brawn rating.
Okay. Now,
I had to read through this paragraph like 7 times to find that.
And they would... the effect would be a... One sec while I find out where I can find this shit that I want. It's going to be an equipment. While you were looking up that, I was trying to find the equipment for it. Cybernetics. Okay. So... Cybernetic arm mod. 4 or 5. Okay, cybernetic arm mod. Basically, it would increase your brawn. It provides +1 brawn or it provides +1 agility, and it just gives you arms. Now, keep in mind this would be something that would not be able to be hidden, and it would be something that would set you apart from other R3s.
Dang. Okay.
So
The laser pointer
if you
is
want, I can leave
completely
you guys a
realistic.
little bit of time to think about this. I think now would be a great time to have like a quick intermission, just to take a break and go to the bathroom, and everybody kind of go and have some, relax a little bit for a couple minutes, and then come back, think it through, and then we'll have an idea of what we're doing. I know what Helly's doing. He's trying to tune up and go over the ships. He's already already figured that out. Rebel's already done her thing, so Reggie will come back to it. I think now is a good time for a potty break, though, because I gotta go.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a ship that we could land on a planet and not be shot down out of the sky.
Everybody
In
wash
most
your
cases.
hands. Wait, why am I not singing this in Rebel's voice?
Oh, God.
Break, everybody.
Alright, folks, at the stream, we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to be back after the break, and we'll see where we're at. Let's leave it to intermission screen here. And you're just going to get a view of the galaxy while we're in an intermission for a bit. So just be ready for that, expect that, and we'll be back. I'm going to turn back on the audio.
My notes,
So we are
they're all stupid.
So I muted myself for a little bit to talk about, to let everyone know what's going on, but you guys are on hot mic still on the stream, so feel free to just talk to chat. I'm going to the bathroom. This is the intermission. We'll be back in a bit.
Running out of pieces, Gray, my dear.
I don't know why I'm gonna lose again. I'm shit at this.
You didn't even lose the first time. It was a draw the first time.
I can't pick up your piece. Click that. Oh, wait. I'm an idiot. No, wait, pick up my piece. Sure.
Except for
Okay. Fine.
damn, I want to use that.
Okay. Sure. Oh no.
I have returned.
Chat's just hearing us playing chess over here. It's fine.
Oh no. can't. Can I? Hello? My thing stopped. I lagged.
Are you gonna observe our chess match here?
I'm going to watch while we are on the intermission.
I'm losing. There's nothing I can. What? I don't like
Yeah, that's a
this.
thing you can do.
I don't like this. That's great.
Take the knight.
Oh! I'm a dumbass. Fine. This is fine.
Is this fine? Is this really fine?
No! Not really! I'm trying my best. Eh. No. I don't want to. Sure, sure. Nope. Stop lagging. No.
One Piece in a dream.
It is possible to get this to a kings only game.
Got our first game to a stalemate, so that was.
No, we'll go back. I don't know why. Why? No. I can't do shit. I'm backwards now. Oh, come on. This isn't fair. This isn't fair.
How is it
It's
not
unlike
fair?
my game with. This is unlike my game with DSA. DSA actually knew what she was doing.
No!
Now it's fair because neither Gray and I know what we're doing.
No! How'd you do this?
When you get a pawn to the other side, you can convert it to another type of piece.
Any two pieces
No.
you want, except for a king. Great, I'm sorry to tell you this, but I think you don't got it.
that?
Check and mate!
My hands are so cold. I need to go. I'm hungry. Ow.
If you need to go get snacks, go get snacks.
I have day-old pizza that was in the fridge.
Nice. Did you really hear That's Rough Buddy earlier, though?
I did.
That is weird.
That's rough, buddy.
That is what I heard, even
that.
with...
I would have heard that! I didn't even hear it! Does it happen every single time I change my voice?
I don't think so. I've only heard it once. I just...
Weird, because all I did was hit this button.
And it changed the voice. I don't know why it does that little thing every single time I change this voice, but it does.
I don't know.
All I did was hit my voice change button. And that's not even the same button as That's Rough Buddy.
I don't know. All I know is that I heard... My brain heard the full soundbite, even with the, like, small, like, fire raging sound effect.
What the hell?
I'm just going insane. It's fine.
Chat, did you hear anything? I think Ray went to get snacks.
I don't trust chat either way, because they could just very well be gaslighting my ass.
I think you're gaslighting your own ass.
I very well could be.
You're gaslighting yourself.
I'm gaslighting you to gaslighting me to gaslighting myself. How do you like them apples?
I quite enjoy apples, actually. Oh, is that not the question?
Nice new Minecraft skin.
I think it's fun.
I am back, by the way.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
We believe a Reggie has left for the time being.
Yeah, I don't plan on going back to the main screen for a bit anyways. We still got a bit.
I want to make a dragon scale pizza. That is all I want in my life. It's like the perfect amount of pepperoni.
Well, I guess I'll just see myself out. It's been nice seeing you guys.
Why?
Did you not just hear what she said? It's all she wants in her life.
I mean, I still want you in my life. Also, that is a lot of that's too much pepperoni for me.
Perfect.
I mean, I like pepperoni, but that's a lot of pepperoni.
Also, I saw the opportunity, and I had to take it. Especially as I was getting ready to go throw away a plate.
The Silly Goose Convention called. They asked if you could be their keynote speaker. That soundbite in the episode opening.
Oh, you see, you didn't get the good soundbite from last week.
Unfortunately.
Where I just absolutely roasted it.
Dogs are cool because they're like a little dude with 10 IQ points. Cats are cool because you feel as if you've brokered a contract with a minor demon.
Okay, no speaking memes. We are on break and still on stream.
Oh, yeah.
I've got about another hour in me.
I don't know. The way I don't know if I can actually do another hour or so. I don't know.
Well, I'm
When
just
I
saying
was-
that's my cutoff.
Yeah, I got up to go get some dinner, and I don't think that I'm going to be able to get dinner if I go for another stream of this until really late. So honestly, that may be where we leave it tonight. Being one
I'm
one
fine-
player
I'm
short
fine
and
with either.
everything.
And it gives Gray time to think on what they want to do with their days.
Yeah, and Gray, send me a list of different ideas you have, and I can give you a whole bunch of different stuff to help with that too. Because I can give you all sorts of different things. Like, I would suggest looking up like hot rodding videos on YouTube and stuff to think about it, because you can do some crazy shit. Get some inspiration, have some fun. I'll send you some.
Give Rebel a
resources.
giant ass unnecessary exhaust pipe.
A really loud one, a loudener for your blaster pistol.
Why am I?
But
What?
okay, all right, then that's what we'll do. I will just go and make some dinner for myself, and
Yeah, I guess it's
we'll end it here. It's a little bit weird. Sometimes it's, we're not professional.
A shorter episode.
Yeah, we're not professional. This is gonna be a shorter episode. We're just gonna go.
Thank you all for tuning in.
Yeah. Thanks to
And we
everybody.
will see
Thanks
you guys all.
Thank you to the
next
VOD.
week.
Thank you to the VOD audience who sat through what you thought was a break, and turns out it's just the end of the video, but drawn out. Sorry about that, folks. Thank you for the stream audience for being really cool and hanging out with us.
Everyone who made it to this part of the VOD, leave a comment of your favorite sandwich.
Yes, put your
Or-
favorite sandwich in the description.
Or in the comment, put down some funny ideas for Reggie to make.
Yeah, put ideas for hot rodding ships or modifying the droids. Put some cool put some thoughts down in there. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you got an idea on.
Describe what you think Reggie's new paint job should be.
Reggie does have a giant scorch mark on their back.
Yeah, they're gonna need a new paint job. Yeah, and I don't know, ideas for where, you know, tell us where you think this is going, what we're going, how this is gonna go, and give us some. Just tell us stuff. Just hang out in the chat.
Be civil.
Like and subscribe. I'm supposed to say that. I'm going to say that because, you know, more people that like and subscribe, the more people can hang out with us. And I'm always down to have people hang out with us, so. But anyways, that's going to be the end of this stream.
Hit that like button. Hit the bell. Make sure your notifications are turned on.
I mean, or don't. You don't have to keep your notifications on if you don't want to. But if you really want to see this the next time it comes out, it goes on YouTube on Tuesdays. We stream it on Mondays. It's 5 p.m.
You mean Sundays?
Sundays, sorry. It goes live on YouTube on Mondays. We stream this on Sundays. We stream it at 5 p.m. and it goes live on Tuesdays. I usually schedule it for like noon on Sundays. I mean Mondays to release the YouTube. So just keep an eye out for that. Go and see it. If you missed some of this, go watch it on YouTube. You'll love it. Anyways, that'll be the end tonight. Sorry for the shorter stream today. We still love you guys. Bye.
Join us next week for Crimes!
Crimes!